melting, please, I'm melting. I can't deal with this shit. Please make it stop. Please. I can't breathe. There's no air. Please, God, I'm begging you, please. Make it stop, please. I'm melting. I'm melting, please. I'm melting.
Father Lord, the country that I fasted for, the country that I prayed for, cried for, is tormenting me. Jehovah, Jehovah, kwani ulikuwa unakuja kujipunish? Oh my God, oh my goodness me. Trust you me. I think, or I feel like the reason it's too hot here, it's because here everywhere is tarmac. Like it's rare kuona mchanga. Like all the roads are tarmac, or most of the roads are tarmac. So when jua inagonga chini, inarudi like kwa air. That's why we are feeling too much heat. And like in Kenya where kukiwa na jua inaendanga kwa soil. That's why hata kukanyanga chini it's too hot, like no wonder kunanga this type of heat. So guys, look at me, look at your girl, the country she was crying for, the country she she prayed for. Ina mtambariza, ina mumiza. Anyway, you won't believe this morning tumeamshwa na thunder. And stop thunder, yeah. Actually, this country is showing me wonders. Even if it's this hot, this morning, mi niliamshwa na thunder. And I was like, nani wanavuta blue? Because leo ni bean day. So nilikuwa nashangaa nani wanapeleka bean 4 a.m. in the morning. Kumbe kunanyesha, kumbe ni thunder. And then we are back. Here I am.
Hey guys, Wanguya here. Now, the UK government needs to ban this weather. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm black. Explain to me how I am black and I'm from Africa in a country called Kenya, and I can't stand the heat here. The heat in this country is hotter than my country. It's extremely hot. It's like a microwave. Can you guys believe it's 7 p.m. right now? Look at the sun. It's 7 p.m. right now. I have never walked in a vest and still sweat this much. My back is sweating. Look, my vest, my nipples are all... Let me go this way. I can't move with the sun. It's almost double the heat back home. I have never experienced this kind of heat ever in my life. Wanguya, baby. When you check the degrees back in my country, it says it's hotter, but I swear to God, this place is double the heat back home. Even in the most hottest parts of Kenya. Kenya is in Africa, like the coastal area. It's really hot there, but this is beyond. This is madness. This is madness. Look at how much I'm sweating. Just look at all this heat. Jesus Christ, bro. They need to do something. I have never walked around in a vest back home, no matter how hot it became. I'm telling you, it's hotter in this country. This is like Dubai, I swear, but the white version. The government of UK needs to ban this weather.
Residents across the UK are sweltering through another heat wave, breaking the record for the most days over 34 degrees in a year. Parts of Europe are also feeling the heat, with France and Spain seeing the tail end of intense summer temperatures. Residents across the UK...
l'alerte générale pour toute la France est totalement
Y'all think this shit is a game. I told y'all that this summer might be one of the hottest summers in human history. The NOAA already gave an official Super El Nino warning. And this ain't just for America. This is worldwide. And now you see what's happening in Europe. You got 1,000 people dead from a heat wave. Temperatures raising higher than they ever seen before. Mind you, they're not used to those type of weathers. They're used to everything being much cooler than it is right now. They're not even used to having air conditioners because it doesn't get that hot there. But you see what happened when the norm starts to shift? You got people fighting in Europe to get air conditioners. You heard what I just said? They are fighting at different stores to buy air conditioners. Mind you, go down a rabbit hole, you'll see people were trampled trying to fight over air conditioning. And the craziest part about all of this is the summer has just begun. This is only the beginning. 50 million people lost their life in 1877 because of an El Nino.
They will realize that as the hole in the ozone layer gets larger and larger, more and more sunlight is allowed to enter our environment, and more people who have pale faces are going to die of melanoma, which is a skin cancer that you get if you don't have enough melanin in your skin. Let me tell you, people of color are going to be very much in demand for reproduction in the future. And mark my words, you're laughing now, but you wait 20 years. You won't even have to wait 20 years because they're going to see that if they want their children, their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren to survive, they're going to have some melanin in their skin. That's the way it's going to be. This is going to take care of itself.
Oh, white people are so cooked right now, and I mean this literally. This is what's happening over in Europe right now. Extreme heat wave that has taken thousands of people's lives, and they literally have no idea how to deal. Look, bananas are literally falling off of the peels. It's so hot. Tires are melting. Cars are melting. You can fry eggs from the sun over there, and thousands of people are now dead. The air conditioning isn't working. Their systems are antiquated. Look at this. That's crazy. Meanwhile, over in China, they're playing the classic game of slip and slide, only they're doing it over buildings and streets and highways. I mean, they literally have a truck to cool down cars as they're driving. They even have street poles going across, cooling down the cars as they're driving. Why can't white people think of stuff like this? Only Asians would come up with such a simple solution to prevent cars from literally melting. White people, we are so doomed. It's crazy. I mean, I was literally scrolling through Kua.com. You know that place, the #1 place for you to get all of your world news at your fingertips and have an AI butler read it to you? Yeah. 2,000 people, 1,000 people in France, 1,000 people in Spain, dead on arrival because of this heat wave, because literally Europe has no idea how to deal with the sun. Maybe that's why everybody's white over there. My name is Mike Dean. You're watching the Daily Rumble. Follow along for more and go to Kua.com to get all of your news at your fingertips.
People on this app mocking British people because they are complaining about the heat wave. You clearly have no idea how 35 degrees feels. Here, you have no idea.
Stop melting! I can't deal with this shit. Please make it stop. Please. I can't breathe. There's no air. Please, God, I'm begging you, please. Make it stop, please. I'm melting. I'm melting, please. I'm melting.
In Europe, The last time something like this occurred in Europe was back in 1877, where over 50 million people lost their lives due to an El Nino and a massive heat wave as well. And right now in 2026, we have over 1,000 people that have already lost their lives due to this record-breaking heat in Europe. And once again, the summer has just begun in Europe. So once again, let's pray that this heat breaks soon and they can get some type of relief. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
British people during the heat wave is something to be studied, because tell me why. I tell my British boyfriend that I am of heat. I'm about to get a freaking heat stroke. I am parked outside of my house with my 2 dogs because I cannot take the heat in the house. Also, I decided that today was going to be the day that I was going to go for a walk, clean the house. Like, I am going through it. And tell me why I tell this guy that I'm going to go get an air conditioning for the house. And he's like, toughen it up. Toughen it up? Bitch, I'll toughen it up when like something real happens and I don't have any option to fix the situation. But why would I toughen it up when I can go get a portable AC and go horizontal in my bedroom, feel crisp as a cucumber? I do not understand that. But for British people, it is imperative to be tough. They don't understand that you can actually have comfort. For them, it's more of a matter of being strong enough to go through it. And as someone who moved from Florida, lastly to the UK, I am used to having AC when the weather is like this. Like this and no AC is something that I do not understand. Like there are people putting chunks of ice in foam coolers with pipes coming out and a fan behind to blow cold air into their bedroom. All of that to not get an aircon. They do everything they can to not get an air conditioning, but everybody complains about the same heat during the summer in the UK. Make that make sense.
You seriously need to stop telling British people or people who live in the UK to just buy AC. The heat is not that bad. Because if you live in the Middle East, if you live in Asia, or God forbid, if you live in fucking America, where your societies are actually built for heat, you have no idea how detrimental it would be if everyone in the UK right now were to just to go out and buy AC. You have no idea what you are talking about. You see, what's not clocking to you, and if you have more than one brain cell, you should be able to follow, but most people who live in this country live in houses made out of red brick and cement. Not wood and straw like it is in America, but we are living in houses made out of red brick and cement. Not normal brick, but red brick. Do you want to know what red bricks are used for? Red bricks are literally used for Italian ovens. Red brick is literally used as a thermal buffer to trap heat into our homes, into a space. And that's followed by the majority of our homes having very small windows that are double insulated for that very reason, to trap heat. Now, everything that I just said is important, because if we were all to get AC and install it into our houses tomorrow, not only would that be detrimental and unsustainable for our power and energy grid as the tiny bumfuck country that we are, but it will also cost the average household hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. Money, by the way, that the average person in this country just quite frankly does not have. And mind you, the summer is supposed to be a cooling period for energy bills for a lot of us, because we're not supposed to be worrying about heating our homes like we do in the winter. Now that luxury is literally getting taken away from our hands. Current infrastructure that is currently implemented in the UK is actively working against the average person. It is not any of our fault as UK British citizens that you do not understand that as a foreign person. Okay, I hope that has cleared it up.
So it turns out that the Europeans are having a heat wave. And they ain't got no ACs. They running low on ACs. You want to know who they blame for not having no ACs? They blaming us! Americans! Us! Cause we got AC. They blaming us cause we got AC. You know what, bitch? You know what, motherfuckers? I don't give a fuck. Call me what you want. 62. First of all, the motherfuckers who invented the air conditioning, he was American. Who the fuck you think don't have the ACs, nigga? The motherfucking American. Y'all ain't tried hitting us up asking to buy some? Now all this shit that we got going on, our president got 34 fucking felonies. We got the Epstein files. They done sat here and told us aliens fucking exist. Gas $12. And you think The shit that we own is making sure that the Europeans don't get no AC. Motherfucker, the ACs down here, $900. They not cheap here, bitch. I heard the reason why y'all ain't got them because they ain't cheap where y'all at. Bitch, we all ain't got no money. How the fuck is it our fault? Go get some money. Get off your ass and go get some money then. No, I don't care. They pissing me off. You see how hard I've been working? Look at this shit. I've been in the goddamn sun longer than a slave have in the goddamn 40s. Look at this shit. Y'all ain't got no money. We ain't got no fucking money. Go find somebody else to blame, bitch, because it ain't us.
Europe is getting absolutely cooked right now. Hundreds of heat records are being broken daily. Thousands of schools are being closed. Public events are being cancelled. Alcohol consumption restrictions are being put in place. And even drowning deaths are soaring as people are trying to cool down in rivers. You see, Europe is officially the fastest warming continent on Earth. But it's also a continent that isn't built for heat, with over 80% not even having AC. So when summer hits, each seemingly becoming hotter than the last, it is brutal. Take France, for example. They have just had their hottest day on record on a national scale, along with over half of the country being placed on red alert and 135 absolute records being broken in a single day. Drowning deaths in the country have also soared to 40 in just 5 days. Over in the UK, temperatures hit 34.6 Celsius, ushering in a number of coping measures like reduced rail speeds, hospital patient appointments cancelled, school closures, and even hosepipe bans. A red health alert was even issued, indicating a risk to life even for the healthy population. Several people have also drowned in Germany over the weekend. Spain's National Weather Agency warned of serious, even extraordinary danger. And Italy's health ministry declared a red heat wave in at least 15 cities. The heat wave is expected to continue for many of these countries over the weekend.
Man, shut your...
Okay, it's not a secret that white people, we were not meant for the fucking sun. Like, we literally have no melanin in our skin, and melanin is what protects people from the sun. We don't have that. And so I burn very, very easily, like the majority of white people. Unfortunately, my skin is an asshole, and I had to have skin cancer removed when I was 17 years old. And I've had it removed 2 or 3 times since. I've got a gnarly scar on my back because of it. That was fucking scary. And because of that, I've always been ultra cautious in the sun. Whenever I go to the beach, I live in Florida, so we love the beach. We have a tarp and umbrellas and a shitload of sunscreen, and it is reapplied all day long, and I stay in the fucking shade unless I'm playing in the water, and I don't go out for more than a few minutes at a time because of my skin's sensitivity to the sun. So yesterday was Father's Day, and the kids and my husband and myself, we wanted to go family day at the beach. Perfect day, right? We go, and lately my skin has been burning easier than normal, which is crazy because it already burns ridiculously easy. But I'm under the umbrella, I am under the tarp all day long. I reapply the sunscreen, I reapply. And lately, it's just not doing anything. Nothing. Like, look at my fucking skin here. Okay, so here's my chest. Like, you can see how burned I am. And then, like, look at that. That shit hurts so fucking bad. And that is with being in the shade. And SPF 50 reapplied all day long. This is a direct effect of climate change. 125%. People didn't burn this easily before. And this is something that you can see in real time. This is unreal. Unreal.
So what to do during a heat wave? Well, naturally, you turn on the air conditioning. In Europe, only about 20% of people have it. Here in the UK, aircon, as they call it, is very rare. Only about 5% of people have it. On top of that, houses and buildings here are very old, many dating back to the mid-19th century. Westminster is even older than that. They were designed to retain heat, so on hot days, it feels boiling hot.
I'm from the States originally. It feels really different, even this temperature in like New York versus in London. It feels much hotter here, even when the temperature is the same.
London also has a microclimate, meaning the sheer number of concrete buildings turn it into an urban heat island, trapping the heat, making it feel up to 50 degrees warmer.
I don't like it at all. It's absolutely insane. This will be my first summer in England, and I'm not enjoying it at all so far.
Now, on the subway, or as we call it here, the tube, the ride can be really painful as thousands and thousands of people squeeze in for their morning and evening commutes. There are fans on the subway lines, but most do not have any air conditioning.
Trying to stay in the shade as much as possible and trying to do as little movement as possible.
It's hot in here.
What the UK are doing right now is absolutely insane. I didn't think it was real, but I've looked it up. This is real. Drivers trying to stay cool during the heat wave are being warned they could face £110 fines for running their air conditioning in their vehicles while stationary, which apparently violates pollution laws. Let me just read you some of this report. Motorists attempting to cool down during the heat wave in stationary vehicles with the air conditioning running face fines under emission laws, with the RAC, which is kind of like AAA, like breakdown service, warning that engine idling causes pollution. Standard penalties for this are £40 if issued by a police officer, or £80 from a civil enforcement officer. Both halved, luckily it's halved, if you pay for it early. Some authorities, especially around London area, are actually fining up to £110. This generally sounds like some kind of sick joke. It's actually pretty hot in the UK right now, but this is absolutely ridiculous. The thing is, the Brits have paid for their vehicles. They're paying road tax on their vehicles. They can do what they want with their vehicles, whether the wheels are rolling or not. If you want to use your air conditioning inside your car, use it. And I know I'm going to get people in the comments saying, but they're not enforcing that. The fact is that they probably are. If it's in the law and it's made headline newspapers, I'm going to overlay on this clip. It's the fact that the UK have actually made laws for this. Right, what's your thoughts on this? Would you accept being told you cannot run air conditioning in your own car if your wheels aren't rolling, just sat there stationary? Let me know what you think.
Oh my God, I saw another video. Stop dogging on people in England who don't have air conditioners. We're going to go through it one last time super quickly. First of all, did you see that? That was the hand of God telling you to listen to me. Firstly, as aforementioned, it is longitudinally in line with Canada, which means it's not supposed to be that hot there, which means over the past couple of years, including this year, they've had record-breaking temperatures. You don't remember when they get snow in Texas and they're all like dramatically unprepared? And everyone in New York is like, you don't have salt? You couldn't buy a reserve of salt. I'm sorry, we never thought it would snow in Texas. Secondly, they have double the global average for energy costs per kilowatt. It is expensive as fuck to run a fan there. I'm pretty sure an air conditioner takes as much energy out of that little plug as all of the other appliances in your house combined. So even if you could save up the money for an air conditioner and jimmy rig one to go through your window because you don't have a standard size window, where are you gonna get the $10K to pay for it over the summer? You gonna suck on the end of the cord? Thirdly, many of the houses are made of red brick, which as previously mentioned is a thermal insulator, in this case of heat. So when it's hot outside, the inside of their home is like a hot car. It's scorching. Fourthly, some of their houses are 700 years old. They do not have the electrical wiring to support the air conditioner, plus all the other appliances in your house. Lastly, and that's God telling you to really listen to this one. Let's say everyone overcome all those barriers somehow. Let's say you come up with a magical rebuttal to everything I have just said. If everyone plugs in their air conditioner, the power grid will fail. You know why? Because it's never been that hot. They've never needed a power grid to support a bajillion air conditioners. That's why they don't have one. Can you guys stop bullying them? I don't even like them and you're bullying them and it's upsetting me because old ladies are dying. Like, it is actually a problem. It's global warming. It's all of our problem. We should not be ignoring it. This is a great example to show politicians why we don't want that to happen to us in America. Do you think energy costs in America are never going to increase? Do you think America is just going to magically have no impact to their weather from global warming? Do you think no grandmas are going to die when it's a bajillion degrees? This could be us next.
Are you scared of what summers in 2050 will be like if it's already like this? Because I am. In weeks like this, I think it's important to acknowledge the grief about how the climate crisis is changing our world. But I think it's also important to feel something else. Because there's no deadline when it's too late or when we've lost. Every ton of CO2 that doesn't go into the atmosphere still matters. And we can still stop this. This is a list of climate solutions, and implementing all these would be enough. Now, what's really interesting is that they have different speeds. So, for example, restoring forests, super important, but it's going to take a while until that reduces CO2 and cools down the atmosphere. But there's two solutions where we need you and me that they classify as emergency brake. Improving diets and reducing food waste. And that's because these reduce deforestation and they also reduce methane. And this has an immediate cooling effect. And because these two are so important, we built a free app where you explore, like in a game, which food choices matter most, but also which ones to relax about a bit more. So if you feel a bit defeated, can I invite you to try the app? Even if you feel like you already know all the facts, because we've heard from so many people that it helps them to be hopeful.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Furaha. If you're watching me for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for making time to watch this video to this point. Now guys, welcome to my commentary, and on today's video we're talking about the most awaited, and I know for most people this is a favorite to watch. We're talking about the heat waves. Now, for the people that don't know, there's the month of July and the month of June where the level of heat is high, and there's a lot of people that get affected, and especially white people. Now, when we're talking about melanin, we're talking about the black pigmentation that is with, for example, black people, and white people have very little of melanin in their skin. Now, the work melanin has in our bodies is to make sure that it's protecting you against the UV lights, UV rays, I mean. Now, UV is harmful to your skin, when it penetrates your skin, it becomes harmful to you, can cause a lot of problems. Sometimes there's an illness that is called melanoia, and that is caused by, when there's a lot of heat wave that is reaching your skin and penetrating deep inside the skin, which is harmful to you. That is not how you are supposed to be. Yeah, the way the human skin is made is that kind of heat is not supposed to reach your skin because it will damage you. Now, that is the only thing that you need to know about melanin. Now, black people, and let's say maybe Africans or people that look like me, they have a lot of melanin in them. They have a lot of it, and that is used to protect their skin against the UV rays. Now, black people will not be prone to being affected by the heat waves, whatever level it gets. It will be very hard for them to be destroyed by the heat waves and the heat conditions that continue to grow rapidly. Now we're talking about the UK and everything that has happened over there. I'm sure you have seen videos of people complaining about the heat waves. It has become way too much, very unbearable. And the most people that are really complaining about this is white people. Now, it is not something that you need to be explained to again. You know that the reason why they're being affected the most is because they do not have a lot of melanin in their skins. They have less melanin compared to everyone else, and that's why the heat is penetrating their skins and it's affecting them the way that it is doing. Now, black people are not exactly enjoying what is happening. It's not like they're not being affected. I know there are some white people that would be wondering if black people are not feeling the heat. They can feel the heat, but not as much as the white people are. You know, they have the protection, the layer of protection, and they can actually be on that kind of a heat without having to apply cream, without having to do anything much, because their skin is designed for that. Now, there are many people that are coming up with the theories. There are people that are coming up with, you know, beliefs and the things that they are saying. Now, let me discuss one of those things they are saying, and they are talking about this heat wave and the conditions that are happening in UK right now. In the other parts of the world also that are experiencing a lot of heat waves. Now they're talking about this being divine now. You'd wonder in what sense that white people, you know, they were not exactly designed for this earth, and they are experiencing whatever they're experiencing because of the things that they have done to black people. Now, most of the people will talk about this in the name of, you know, they are now reaping the consequences of the things that they did to black people during, you know, the slavery period, where black people were being exposed to extreme heat conditions while, you know, working on their farms, you know, picking cotton, doing all those things that they used to do for the white people. Now, the time that the enslavement was going on and all that work being done on the white farms, these white people were busy taking rests, you know, they only came to find the black people that were tired on the farms and actually beat them up, you know, don't give them food, don't give them enough like conducive environments to even work. Yeah. Now, all those things and the atrocities that they did to black people during that time, black people are now talking about this being really divine, that now it is time for them to reap what they sowed. They made black people experience a lot of heat. You know, they suffered under the sun because they were working so hard, you know, sweating, doing all that you know, we have seen those graphic images online and in books where the farmers, the black farmers, you know, they were being the black enslaved people, they were being exposed to a lot of heat and cold sometimes. You know, it was just not good conditions for them to even do anything. But white people did not feel a thing when they were doing that to black people. Now, black people are thinking that this is now a revenge, that God is trying to show white people that whatever they did to black people was not good, and that they have to pay for every single thing that they did to these black people. Now, whether you believe that or not is up to you. Whether you like that theory or not, it's really up to you. You know, it's just a theory anyway. Now, there's a lot of people that have lost their lives. White people, thousands and thousands of them have lost their lives already, and there are many other people that, you know, they are unable to do anything else. They're unable to do their day-to-day activities because of the heat waves. They are being affected immensely by the conditions that are happening right now. And to think that this is just the beginning of summer makes it really hard, because now they do not know what to expect after this. They are trying to get air conditioning, and people are just, you know, all over the place trying to get air conditioning, and you wonder how long is this going to take, and what kind of damage is going to be there after all this is said and done. Because if the summer is just beginning and this is what is happening currently, and people are losing their lives already, then what happens if this prolongs for a little bit more? What happens with the, you know, by the end of this season, what will have happened? What will have happened to white people? Now, that is for you to think about. And guys, I know you have thoughts about this. Let me know what you think about this. Is a white person, as a black person, what do you think is happening? How would you explain whatever is happening to white people right now? Aside from thinking that it's divine punishment for them and what they did to black people, what do you think is the solution for that? And you know, there's Jane Elliott that has continuously said this, that there will come a time where white people will realize that this world is not exactly meant for them, that the sun will destroy them, and the sun is the source of life on earth. And for that reason, they will have to beg and white people do not like to hear that. They will have to beg black people to reproduce with them so that their children, their DNA, that their offsprings will survive. Yeah. Now, why would she say that? Because if you reproduce with a black person as a white person, then that means that you're going to get an offspring that has melanin in them. It might not be as strong as this kind of melanin, but it will be slightly better than what the white people have, because that is, is not enough. It's not helping. They're being exposed way too much to the sun, and it's affecting them. It can even cause cancers and such kind of things, skin illnesses, and that for that reason they are going to need someday to come up with a plan to make sure that they have offsprings that have melanin in them. Now, where they will get the melanin, you ask? I don't know, but they might really have to make a decision to have spouses that are from the other races, and especially black people. Now guys, I think I will leave that at that. I thank you for watching the video to this point. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. I will see you on my next video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.